Welcome one and all to the 305th running of the PAX Ultima Mega Race Interspecies Competition Extravaganza. I'm Jens Carell, here with my lovely Lix friend, Lif Lef, up in the broadcast booth. And Lif, are you as excited as I am about today's PAX run? Jens, I'm so excited I could tear your armored carapace in half right now. We have an absolutely gorgeous day here at the PAX station. The weather programmers really went out to make today a great day to race. That's right, Lif, a beautiful day. And the festivities have already gotten started down in the midfield as the stands fill with spectators. Let's go down to Steet on the track. Steet! I'm on the track. It is 1 yule in length. This is the track the race will be on. The racers must run around it 33 times. Steet, what's the mood of the crowd there in the infield? It looks like they've gotten pretty rowdy. Yes. A Koval spilled an alcoholic beverage on me. I replaced my jacket. Then a Ka'ar ate my jacket. That's why I'm currently not wearing a jacket. Those Ta'ar get pretty hungry when they get together. Having 200 siblings from each litter tends to increase intrafamilial competition for food, so they'll eat just about anything in a crowd. It was my favorite jacket. It was a gift from my beloved. Thanks for the update, Steet. Now, Lif, you know I've got to ask. Will last year's winner, Gojak, pull a repeat victory this year? You know a repeat has only happened 3 other times in the history of the PAX run, but Gojak is the only Talar runner in the race. Now, Jens, you know that the Talar aren't the only species who can win this thing. You know what? You're right. Why, I seem to remember a Lix winning about 20 cycles ago. Ha ha, Jens, very funny. That Lix was me, as you well know, and it was only 17 cycles ago. Let's not start adding more years where there are already too many. Ha ha, I kid because I care, Lif. But you're right, there's a bright and up-and-coming Lix in today's race who goes by the name of Lof Laff. Any relation? There are literally hundreds of billions of us, Jens. But yes, actually, he's my nephew. Fantastic! Did you place any bets on your nephew? Of course I did. Just a few friendly credits, as always. But you know the story every cycle is the simply astronomical amount of credits that gets bet on this race. Lif, as you know, we like to dig into that, and the boys downstairs picked up an anomaly in the betting for the race today. Well, the brain scanner didn't make them statisticians for nothing, did it? What did they find, Jens? Let's hear the details. An abnormally high amount was bet on a relatively minor entrant. A member of the newest Conclave member species, the humans, registered for the race just last night, and bets in his favor followed immediately after, with a high volume enough to trigger a few eyebrows among our number guys. Most of the actual bets are on the Talar, Gojak, but this human has attracted unusually high interest. A human? The pink squishy bipeds? Did someone warn the poor thing? This is a 33 yule race after all. It's not for the faint of heart, and humans only have 1 heart. But someone must think he's worth betting on. Ha, someone who doesn't like credits very much. Ah, here comes the racers now. Right you are, Lif. They are parading onto the track now. Let's check in with Steet down on the field. Steet! This is the Friend racer. This is the Zoran racer. This is the Lix racer. That's my boy! Go get him, Lof! This is the Ka'ar racer. This is the Koval racer. Thank you, Steet. Let's just let that camera pan over them. There's Gojak, the Talar favorite, in full regalia. He will be a tough one to beat, I have to admit. He's looking healthy, and his feathers are in peak color. My list has a human runner on it. There is no human present. There goes some guy's credits. That's odd, though, Lif. It doesn't look good for the humans if their chosen champion doesn't show up. Kind of embarrassing, actually. It's a shame, Jens, you're right. You and I like to kid around a bit, and this is a fun event, but it's also a very important gathering of species. It's better to not enter at all than to enter and not show up. It makes me want to smash up this booth a little, I have to tell you. Indeed, Lif. Major faux pas by the humans. But it looks like the race is about to start. Yes, they're all lined up and ready to go. And they're off! Now, Lif, you're the expert. What's the strategy on this first lap? I tell you, gents, every cycle is different. Sometimes the racers will just go out as fast as they can, burn out by the end of the second Yule, and crawl for the next 31 laps. Other times, the leaders start moving as close to an average pace as they can. And we can see that Gojek, with his long legs, is going for the latter strategy now. A steady pace for 33 laps. And that works in his favor. It also works in Loft's favor too. Both the Talar and Lich species benefit from this sort of even pacing. But look at that Fryn! Exactly! Just shot right out of the starting gate. But gents, I promise you he will be overtaken before the end. He could potentially build up a huge lead now, but the effort is exhausting, and the lead will be temporary. 33 Yule is not a distance you can race with your reproductive organs just hanging out. Translator note, the Lich's verb literally means to race balls out. You have to respect this distance. Well, we've got an exciting couple hours ahead of us, Liv. So let's go down to Saet for an update on the midfield festivities. Saet! This vendor sells meat between 2 pieces of bread. This is my new favorite food. I planned everything out with Yadil. I assured him over and over that I could run the 33 Yule in under an hour. It turns out, he bet a lot on me. And now, just like before every race, I was beginning to doubt myself. Part of me knew that the 8:57 per mile pace that was our plan required was well within my ability. But another part of me had seen the amount that had been bet on me. It was quite a lot. Yadil had evidently told a few of his Koval friends, and a few of them might have told their friends as well. First place would have been almost literally a cakewalk. A time of 2 hours flat would have been a huge conclave record, and that would require nothing more than a brisk walk on my part. But Yadil had convinced me to make things a bit more dramatic. Instead of towing the line with the other runners, I would show up an hour and a half late, flustered and seemingly unprepared, and then start flat out running for the 33 laps, pulling ahead of everyone and ending with a dramatic conclave record of around 2 hours 30 minutes. Mo Farah, gold medalist 10K 2012 Olympics, and Kenison Beckley, world record holder 10K, might show up next cycle and show them what a real human runner could do. But for one galactic cycle at least, I would hold the title of the fastest sentient in the galaxy for the 33 Yule race. My name would be forever written in history. So yeah, I was nervous. Are you sure this won't cause a diplomatic incident, Yadil? Of course not. You'll be following all the rules of the race. There's nothing in the rules against showing up an hour late, and there's certainly nothing in the rules about running as fast as you can. That's the point. I'm telling you, this will really put a good face on humanity. The Lix isn't going to tear me apart, is he? Loft's actually a really cool guy. You should meet him afterwards. How's he doing so far? Yadil glanced at the screen. He and Gojek are staying pretty tight. They haven't quite caught up to the Fryn, but the Fryn has definitely slowed down after his initial burst. They should catch him in the next lap or two. Then it'll be down to which one breaks first, the Lix or the Talar. Or so they think. Or so they think, yeah. I smiled weakly. I wanted to throw up. This is pretty standard before any race. Ready? I took a deep breath. Ready. Attendance for the PAX Ultima Mega Race Interspecies Competition Extravaganza is 11.1% higher than last cycle. The count of sentients in midfield is 3,554 spectators, and the count in the stands is 43,902. The broadcast detects that tune-ins number 8,520,300,000. Saet, I'm going to stop you right there, because Gojek and Loft are about to pass the Fryn. 25,657 screens. These two are really digging in here. You can see the concentration in their faces. It's really a mental game more than a physical game at this point. They've been at it for 90 minutes. Translator note, times have been converted to Earth standard. Just finishing up lap number 18, a faster pace than last cycle. I'm so excited I could slaughter a whole village. Actually, make that 8,520,000,000. And now they've pulled ahead of the Fryn. Does this change the dynamic at all, Liv? Would they have seen the Friend as the target to catch up to?
Absolutely, Jens. Now that they've passed him, they're on their own. Sure, they're lapping some of the slower racers here and there, but their objective is now 12 laps away at the finish line, rather than a lap or two ahead of them. This matters psychologically. It makes the mental game so much bigger. It brings me back to my own win 17 cycles ago when...
Hold on, Liv. There's a bit of commotion coming out of the locker room. Is that the human there?
Yes, it is, Jens. Nice of him to show up, right?
He's hopping around a bit. Looks like he's trying to get his shoes on.
Ha! I hope he doesn't use up all of his energy hopping around. He's got a long run ahead of him.
Now the question is, if he's starting this late, he'll need to finish in just over 4 hours to beat the cutoff. Can he do it?
I don't know. He's pretty scrawny. Seems like he could do it if he paces himself well. But this isn't just the first 33 Yule for him. It's the first 33 Yule for his species. He won't know how to pace himself for a race that long.
He's got his shoes on and oh, there he goes!
Oh wow, too fast. Way too fast. Even the Friend had better pace discipline than that.
Looks pretty smooth, though.
There's no way he can keep that up for more than a lap. Maybe 2. The Friend lasted for 4 laps before he had to slow down, but he was going a little slower.
He got flustered by the late start. You think he's trying to make up for it, Liv?
Oh sure, he's overcompensating. Probably embarrassed. Maybe one of the human leaders called him up and chewed him out when he saw that he was late.
A few too many drinks at last night's pre-race party?
No doubt, Jens. Look at him go, though.
He's maintained pace for the first lap. When will the crash come, Liv?
The kid's got spirit. I bet he makes it to the end of the second lap before he crashes and burns.
The first couple laps were the worst. It was hard to tell if I was setting the right pace. My GPS watch wouldn't work here. No satellites. And the track is 1 Yule, which is 372 meters. So a little more than 80% of the length of a standard Earth track. And Pack Station gravity is set to 90% of Earth's, and the clock on the stadium's Jumbotron isn't in Earth units. Too hard to do all the math in the best of circumstances, but especially not when all the blood has left my brain for greener pastures. So I honestly had no idea how fast I was going. Although I was doing my best to aim for the 8:57 per mile effort. Fortunately, I can count laps. That's easy enough. Breathe, run, steady.
How is he so steady?
Our researchers have sent up some info on humans.
That quick, huh? The brain scanner didn't make them researchers for nothing.
Evidently, their biology is particularly suited for long-distance running.
That thing? A natural runner?
Let's look at the graphic of the human skeleton. First, we have a nuchal ligament in the neck, which stabilizes the human's head while running.
You're telling me he ran my stars, a 149 Yule because of neck ligament?
That's not all. The human's arched feet act as a spring on every step. It actually allows some of the energy of landing to be returned to the next takeoff, and the tendon on the back of the ankle does the same thing. They're walking rubber bands.
Running rubber bands?
Yes, I suppose so. Can we get a close-up on his ankle in slow motion?
The brain scanner didn't make them camera operators for nothing.
My ankle was rubbing a bit. I'd had the replicator make a pair of Brooks Adrenalins and a pair of Zulu socks, but the socks ended up a little short once I started running. Oh well, I mean it is just 6.7 miles, or 33 Yules. It's not like my nipples are gonna start bleeding. Whatever, I'll survive. I hope.
I found a picture of a human runner on their internet. His nipples are bleeding.
That didn't come up in the research they sent up. Is that an advantage to running long distance?
I don't think so. It looks painful, actually. Here, take a look.
That does look extremely painful. It may be caused by the copious amounts of sweat they produce, soaking into his clothes.
Sweat?
To cool themselves off, they exude fluids from pores all around their body. It appears to be quite effective. Look at the human. He's wet.
That would be very effective. It turns his entire body into a wet tongue, so he doesn't have to pant to keep cool. How did that trait evolve?
They can also breathe out of rhythm with their running cadence. They can choose to inhale and exhale independently of when their feet hit the ground.
Amazing! And can we get an analysis from our researcher on this human's breathing pattern?
Looks like 3 steps to inhale, 2 to exhale. 3 in, 2 out. That's how I knew I was maintaining pace. It means I'm running about 9-minute miles. Although I wasn't sure how the 90% gravity would affect that. Yadil was in the midfield, near the edge of the raucous crowd, and he'd yell out to me, "Right on pace!" or "Doing great!" every couple of laps. I had passed every runner at least once in the first few laps, and every couple laps after that. But I actually passed one of the race standings for the first time during lap 11. 40 runners started the race, and I was now in 39th place. Many aliens in the infield besides Yadil were starting to cheer me on. Okay, the human has now just finished 11 Yule at this astonishing pace. Assuming he can maintain this for another 22 Yule, that's a big assumption, Jens. But assuming he can he catch up to Gojek and Loth? I'm checking with the timers. The brain scanners didn't make them timers for nothing. And they say he can overtake them, again assuming everyone stays at the same pace.
And Gojek and Loth have to be nervous. The human has blazed past them 3 times now, and he shows no signs of slowing down.
To be continued.